Pia.
Hi, Emily.
It's been so long. Pia was also sick last week when I was at BravoCon. It worked out in her favor. But I was like, I'm not going to have time. She's like, good, because I'm sick.
Yeah, I was gonna rally. Yes, it's like when I was initially sick, I couldn't even move. Like I was like bedridden for like 2 days, but then it just became the most annoying cough. Like I had to sleep in the living room because I was disrupting Sean so much.
Oh yeah, that sucks.
And I got Sean sick too, which sucked. But he got over it faster because he's like a regular human and like, takes medication regularly. And I just like, I'm just gonna raw dog it. and I like don't take medication every day.
Was there like a stuffed up element to yours?
Yeah, okay, it was like sore throat, coughing. It was just like I would have coughing fits. But
I haven't started. So my coughing, this is what's freaking me out, is my coughing is not like wet and productive as they say yet. So when I cough, it's like it's so much pressure, but it's not broken up. So it's like, ow. You know what I mean?
Yeah. When you get to that phlegmy, like where you can almost like get it out of your that cough
that's
out,
what I need.
That's when you're like, okay, we're moving forward.
That's where the irony of when you start sounding the worst is when you're actually feeling better.
Yeah, exactly. Like I sound like crap. Like I'm still coughing, but like I can tell I'm gonna be done with my cough in like 2 more days because I started taking Robitussin like heavily because I was like, now I'm annoying myself.
So you weren't taking anything?
I was, but I wasn't because I don't like. I feel like
you're one of those.
Dayquil and NyQuil, even Dayquil makes me feel weird, and when I'm working, I just don't want to feel groggy. So I was like, I just don't want to take it. I don't want to feel groggy. But I couldn't stand it anymore. So,
guys, I've been gone forever. I've been off the mic forever. We're gonna start with the BravoCon recap. Because I had so many questions about it, obviously. And I wanted Pia here because I may like miss stuff. So I'm going to start with some questions that I got submitted from the Patreon. Okay. What were your thoughts on the overall setup of BravoCon? Would you recommend going, and what level, VIP or general admission? Okay. There was a Frances Berwick who is like the, I don't know, head of marketing. I don't know what the hell she does over at Universal or at NBC. She did an interview with Variety, and this is what she said, and I'm using this quote because this is like, in a nutshell, how I was feeling, okay? She says, today, BravoCon is looking very much like a legitimate revenue stream for a linear cable network attempting to thrive in an age of streaming chaos. We initially did this as a marketing endeavor, but we're trying to run it as a business, says Berwick. Last weekend's convention floor was a sea of brand sponsors and talent merchandise. State Farm hosted daily panels that had fans packing the risers. Maps highlighted the locations of breakout rooms hosted by Lay's and Wendy's. Andy Cohen, the executive producer of the Real Housewives franchise, the host of Nightly Talk Show, whatever, blah, 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 said on multiple occasions that those traveling to BravoCon alone would soon find their tribe. Okay. It feels like a business now. Yeah. So the first BravoCon I heard, people were like, it was magical. It was obviously small. It was like an experiment. The second one, I believe, might have been canceled due to COVID. And so the next one wasn't until 2022 or whatever. There may have been this may be the fourth. I can't remember. But regardless, anyone who was at last year's, and last year's they got really criticized because they had like stampedes of people getting into rooms. And
I remember that.
And they weren't like checking VIP tickets to make sure like only people in VIP would sit here. Like there wasn't a lot of organization to it, and it got a lot of criticism. This year, the organization is there more so, but everything feels, it's such a capitalist experience. And a bunch of other creators who were at both last year and this year said the same thing. They are capitalizing on all the business opportunities. And therefore, the panels don't have that same like, ooh, like exclusive, like only saying that here because you're at BravoCon. It's basically like doing an Entertainment Tonight interview. They're all very careful. like I don't know what the moderators were given as like requirements. Like you have to get through every single one of these cards. So they would like rush people through answers, and they were also like vetting questions from the people, like, let's get up and ask questions. They were like, you can't say that, you can ask that question, very careful. I will say this: if you are so excited to see Bravo celebrities in real life, absolutely go to this, because you're going to see, they're everywhere. You're going to see them walk into the next panel. You're going to see them, you know what I mean? Like, it's exciting. Because I think of living in Los Angeles and being around celebrities, if you will, regularly, it doesn't have the same like impact on me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not like, oh my God, look, the cast of Family Karma. I'm like, duh, they're here because they're being paid to be here.
Right.
You know what I mean? If I saw the cast of Family Karma out at a dinner somewhere, I'd be like freaking out because I'm like, wow, what are the odds? This is so fun.
Right.
But if like you want a guarantee to see a bunch of these Bravo lebs and just like take a picture with them and that's it, go. Fuck yes, go. The VIP thing though. Okay. Last year, the SVIP, like the super VIP ticket, got you to like your hangout space was where the Bravo lebs were hanging out, like where they were eating and shit. And that to me, I'm like, that's worth the money. That's worth the money, being able to like be amongst them.
Right.
I don't know who fucked it up, but that's not how they had it set up this year. This year, the VIP section was just for VIP ticket holders, and Bravo lebs would come through to like have meet and greets and stuff. So they were kind of like show ponies. So you weren't hanging with them at all. They were in some other room, like the green room or something. Now, see, I really envisioned being able to hang with the Bravo lebs in the VIP. Like, to me, that was so worth it.
Yeah.
But they
False
weren't
advertising.
in there. Mm-hmm. And all of the add-on tickets, like Watch What Happens Live is an add-on ticket. The reading room, these are all Watch What Happens Lives. But then there was also Bravo After Dark, which had Bravo lebs at it. But in order to get the ticket, it was like $500 for the evening.
What?
I know.
To do what though? Like
it was at a club, and you'd be hanging out with them at a club. And look,
would you be hanging out like now?
Yes, my friend Lauren did go, and they were amongst the Bravo lebs were amongst them.
Okay. Okay.
But again, it's work. You know, like everyone is there to work, so it's still kind of careful and curated and not like a raw night out with them or anything like that.
That's a little disheartening because it is a lot of money that people are spending that I know they don't have because they want to meet these people that they
and it is worth it for some people. Like for some people, they're like, oh my God, I just saw Shep. Yeah, and it's like, wow, okay, that if that was exciting to me, I'd be like, hell yeah,
right,
do it. I'm going to go again. I will go again, but I'm just going to manage my expectations more.
Right.
It's not going to be, it is like a dog and pony show. And what's weird is it's not like a Comic-Con or anything where the characters that we love are fake because they're fictional, they're written characters.
Right.
These are just like real people that are on these shows just for like being themselves.
Yeah.
And it's kind of strange to me to be like, oh my God, you're here. It's like, I'm going to talk shit about you probably. You know, I get really weirded out by that.
That was actually going to be some of my questions for you, because that's a fear of mine, especially going back to what you said. Oh, we live in LA, and I was talking to my coworker Reese, who also loves the pod, and
hi Reese.
And he was like, I don't have the desire. He loves Bravo so much. He was like, but I don't have the desire to go to a BravoCon and spend that much money. And he's a Swiftie, so he'll spend money on stuff like that. And he's like, but it's like we work at Soho House, like we live in LA. I am in the gay community. Like I'm gonna see these people, like, you know what I mean. So, and that's the same way I kind of have felt too about it. Like I think more so because I've been a co-host on your podcast. I was more intrigued this year to possibly go, just because of like seeing more so other creators. Bravo creators, actually, not even like the Bravo celebrities. I would like love to see all of the amazing Bravo podcasters and
stuff,
accounts. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, but it does make sense. Like my mom would be like falling out to see Teresa or any of them. She just, you know what I mean? Like that would she would love that, you know? So I do understand the draw.
Exactly. No, there is a full draw, and the VIP ticket did get you better seats. Like there was a VIP section in the front. And you still had to like get there early enough to get good seats even in that section. But those were the better seats, like 100%. But it makes sense if you're a content creator to get the VIP because you need to be up close to take. Oh, another thing though, this was not an issue last year. Vegas actually does block cell phone use. I've heard a bunch of people say like when you're in a casino, sometimes you don't get reception because they are trying to like block your use of it. So I don't know
if
it was
money.
Exactly. And like don't know what time it is and whatever.
Oh, that's happened to me before in Vegas.
Yeah. It's like, it's a thing. So I don't know if that was just because it was Vegas or if they're like Bravo themselves were trying to block cell phone use, because I was able to go live on day 1. I was having trouble on day 2. And by day 3, I couldn't even connect to live. By day 3, but day 2 evening. So we also stayed at Caesars, and Caesars was dealing with the strike. There's 2 different unions in Vegas, and not the Teamsters union, the other union, which is the housekeepers and like that department. They were on fucking strike at Caesars. So Caesars was hours behind getting rooms ready. Anyway, Caesars also was a complete dead zone. I paid for the Wi-Fi, nothing, could not get on. My computer wouldn't connect. I was basically like being on an airplane.
I cannot.
The whole time. At one point, night 2, I could not even check Instagram. I couldn't even check DMs. Like I would see that there were DMs and then they'd disappear and then I'd open. It was like being on an airplane. So that was a big crazy factor to like, I don't know if they're going to keep it in Vegas. There was talk of Los Angeles, but I was like, where in Los Angeles? Like,
SoFi?
The convenience. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. But damn, like that's also like a horrible area to have. I kind of think they may just keep it in Vegas. Here's the thing about Vegas though, is it's so packed, and there was this Formula 1 event going on that they, I'm not even kidding, like blocked off parts of the street that you drive on to set up bleachers.
Oh, hell no.
So the traffic to go from one hotel to the next, one hotel, mind you, would be like half an hour.
And it's
a
stretch.
Wild.
It's a stretch, Vegas, that strip. It's a stretch.
It is. It's walking, dude. My poor feet.
And they do have like the overhead stuff to like walk, but still.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of walking. It's a lot of walking. So I just would manage my expectations more. I will say the best part for me was for the first time in probably a full decade or longer even, I put together outfits, I had looks, and I actually felt like, okay, like I'm a person again.
Emily, that was the only one of the regrets, is that not getting to like dress up with you.
I know, and like that's what I'm saying. Next year we have to go together.
Like
time people would be like, "Oh my God, tell Pia and Kendrick I say hi," and so I'm like, I just need to come with Pia, okay?
Like honestly, I kept texting. Because I was stalking Emily that whole fucking trip. I was like texting her. I was like, "You look so good." Like, no, like she, like you face snatch, outfits on point. I was like, "Girl, yes."
I thought it through, and like now I'm excited because like next year I'm like, I'll do that again. Like I'll do like looks again. So Pia, absolutely, you have to come next year because
I was on every time you were live streaming. I was like in that fucking chat. But I like literally. Oh, but going back, I didn't even like finish my one point because I got sidetracked. But what was that weird? Did you like run into any Bravo celebrities that you've had some opinions about?
So I definitely didn't see Teddy. So. Okay. I was wondering. They were very much not around us unless they were like at a panel, on their way to a panel. But even if they were on their way somewhere, they were being escorted there. Like people were like, coming through, like leave us alone. So I didn't really, you can avoid them if you need to. Right. So like, I didn't know if we were just going to be like hanging out. I was imagining the VIP lounge being like that.
Well, the funny thing is, I know you've probably saw this all online, but specifically Teddy, like, obviously was not an invited, like, guest of
participant
Bravo.
Or whatever.
Yeah, participant. She had like a guest thing. I guess that's a thing, and people were breaking down who went like the different wristbands, and someone confirmed that she had just like a general guest wristband. So I'm like, very interesting, very, very interesting. She was making waves. I saw at BravoCon.
Yeah, see, I avoided the clip of her and Vicky.
It was
squashing
gross.
the beef, and then I finally watched it and was like, "That's what she fucking said."
It was gross.
What's her problem?
She just
does it to herself.
And the thing is, this is what's annoying about the comment. It wasn't like, you know how like a lot of those, people, women, they're saying the shade, and it's literally something that's like coming to their head, and they're just saying it off the cuff. I know Teddy wrote that out.
Oh yeah,
she was waiting to say that, and that was a pre-thought thing. So that's not something she's like, oh, I can't even. They just came to me and I said it. Like, no, I know that bitch.
100%
wrote that out
totally
and said it and thought that shit was gonna land and thought that was gonna be a fucking read her down.
Totally
tone deaf.
Totally. Okay, let's go to the layout though, just so people get a grasp on that. On day one, I had to pick up my ticket from Will Call. That was for some reason a disaster for the not for me, but it was taking forever. And by the time I got up there, I gave my name, and she was like, "Oh, finally, someone easy." So I don't know if people were not getting the memo, whatever. It's a lot to coordinate, so I have no idea. But that took a minute. I get in, and it's already started with Ask Andy. We underestimated how long it would take us to get over there, whatever. We wanted to get there earlier, but the thing with day one was my friend Lauren was wearing the Ariana Revenge dress.
I saw that.
And so we had to do a whole thing, but trying to get content at BravoCon is actually quite difficult. What we were trying to do, they were trying to do a whole. You probably saw it.
Oh, I did. I loved it.
So it was a little hectic trying to get that, and then it's just overwhelming. You walk in, and the main stage area is huge. We met the guy, what's his name? DiMarcello, some fun Italian gay guy who did the entire build out of it, where it's installation after installation, the Vanderpump photo thing, the photo ops for the Real Housewives, there's the couches, and they had nice furniture too. I was okay, it looked great, but it was huge. So you kind of walk in a little overwhelmed. And Jeff Lewis and Andy Jeff was moderating day one, and he was being so shady from the second I walked in. I was like, whoa.
But I will say, I wish that people were on Jeff Lewis's energy, because honestly, from all of the panels for the most part, his was the most entertaining. And I'm sorry, because he was just he was performing, he was doing what people paid for.
People paid for, and they're getting paid to be there. So it just felt so safe. A lot of the panels felt so safe. So that's what day one, all the panels I went to, I was like, well, now this could have just been a watch what happens live normal day. Not even. Yeah. Some of them were they just felt very careful. But I think the moderators had a tough gig. I think they were told we're not, because they didn't do a Salt Lake City panel because they hadn't done their reunion yet. So that leads me to think that they might have actually said, for Southern Charm, as an example, I think Brian Moylan is one of the funniest writers ever, but he was the moderator for that, and it was falling so flat, and it was awkward almost because of the stuff he was asking. But then Austin kept saying things at the reunion, just wait for the reunion. And I was putting things together I bet they had issues last year where BravoCon kind of cut into maybe some of the reunion drama or something. And so there must have been a very pointed effort to make the panels not too something. Because it pissed me off. I'm like, people paid to be here. This should be this should feel exclusive.
I agree.
Somewhat.
I agree. I think that's completely probably would, because like, you know, watching your live, seeing what I can find on TikTok and stuff like that. And, you know, I had some opinions on some of the moderators, but at the same time, I think that there were some moderators that were able to still give me enough of something. Like 2 people that I will say that really I think did a great job moderating would be Karamo and Lindsay, or Rachel Lindsay.
Rachel Lindsay did a great job.
And the thing is, it's like some people can be great writing and all that stuff, but like it does take a certain type of charisma to be able to control those people, especially, and like keep it moving and keep it entertaining. And I think that Karamo and Rachel just have a natural ability to do that.
I didn't love Karamo.
I didn't. The thing is, Vanderpump Rules is an easy cast because they are very good. They all have podcasts.
They'll give it to them. Yeah, for sure.
But it was just like, I just think for me watching, that was the first one I watched, the first panel, because that was like, I think the first live you did, or maybe that was the one.
I think it was.
Yeah. And so it was just cleaner to me. And I was getting content, so I wasn't like disappointed. So like he didn't really have to do much, is my point. But
totally.
But he also like he knew when to step back. He knew how to, like, you know what I mean, get out of the way. And I felt like some of the moderators didn't know how to get out of the way, or they didn't know how to go off. Like somebody just said something that maybe was on their card, and like how to like pick up on that and like, you know, within whatever their parameters are. That's
totally that.
Wait, what?
Support for today's episode comes from Jenny Kane, and I'm so excited because I need to update my winter wardrobe desperately. I also can't wait to be able to wear my Jenny Kane long duster that I bought last year. I love Jenny Kane. It's so California girl, like me. You want to think minimalist, effortless, but totally refined, you know? They have really luxurious cashmere sweaters, really iconic accessories, but they have the best elevated basics. Oh my God, and their home essentials are to die for. Jenny Kane is here to help you live your best holiday season yet. And for a limited time, our listeners get 15% off their first order. Go to jennykane.com and use the code SHESPEAKS to get 15% off. Everything is timeless. It's so well made. It's like smart dressing. Whenever I wear my Jenny Kane sweater, people are like, and the shoes. I got some great sandals too. In any season, but especially this season, their sweaters are the it item. Lately, I'm obsessed with the Flynn cashmere sweater and that cashmere half zip. Ooh, it's such a good everyday staple. And also holiday gifting. Ooh, there's no better stocking stuffer than one or more of Jenny Kane's cashmere accessories, from beanies and gloves to the coziest socks. Everything is so luxe and everyone will love it. I know I keep harping on it, but they do cashmere better than anyone. The cashmere fisherman, the cashmere cocoon cardigan. They are bestsellers in every season, but it's always the best when it's fall and winter because you got to really the sweater weather. You know, it's just a look that's effortless and put together. You're looking put together, they tell me. And their shoes, I just got the sandals. They're quality shoes. The Brooklyn Lug Boot is a cold weather classic, and the Leather Lug Mule is my new favorite. And they have a rewards program. You can earn up to 10% back with every purchase, and joining is completely free. Gift yourself and your loved ones the best gift of all, Jenny Kane. Our listeners get 15% off your first order when you use code SHESPEAKS at jennykane.com. That's 15% off your first order at jennykayne.com and use code SHESPEAKS. Let getting dressed be one last thing you got to worry about.
The rumors, the nastiness about her.
When my dad moved here from Florida, he needed all the doctors. He needed a cardiologist. He needed a general practitioner. He needed an ear doctor or hearing doctor, whatever those ones are called. I tell everybody I know about ZocDoc because I feel like we don't know where to look for good doctors, because also you find a good doctor and then they don't take your insurance, and it just is a hassle. ZocDoc is a free app where you can find amazing doctors and book your appointments online. We're talking about booking appointments with thousands of top-rated, patient-reviewed doctors and specialists. You can filter for ones specifically who take your insurance or are located near you and treat almost any condition that you're searching for. These doctors have all been verified from actual real patients, not bots. The average wait time to see a doctor booked on ZocDoc is between just 24 and 48 hours. It. You can even score same-day appointments. Once you find the doctor that you want, you can book them immediately with just a few app taps. No more waiting awkwardly on hold with the weird receptionist who doesn't really like her job. I have used this for my own appointments, but my dad has used this for all of his new doctors. He is so impressed, and he is hard to impress. Go to ZocDoc.com/SheSpeaks and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then find and book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/SheSpeaks. ZocDoc.com/SheSpeaks.
What is this, honey?
One of the questions I got is, what was my favorite panel? I'm going to have to go with Potomac.
Oh, yeah, that one's good.
Because Potomac was really good. Because they, like, Karen might have just been doing it up because it was for the panel, but at least someone was.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a good panel. Vanderpump was good for sure. Vanderpump was good, but also I didn't expect this. Battle of the Sexes was the best one.
Really?
Because we got that random tea about one of them hanging out in Sandoval's room and Ariana admitting she wasn't happy about it. That was the Battle of the Sexes one.
Oh, yeah, that one was I was just kind of lumping it in with Vanderpump. I know
with
that
Vanderpump,
was separate.
Yeah, but right, that was just unexpected, and we were not even going to go to that. But my friend John ran into some people who were like, "No, we need to fill this one up." So he's like, "Let's just go to it." I'm like, "Oh, fine," and it ended up being so good.
Yeah, and the thing is, that's why, like, I'm happy that there are some people who knew what their job was that weekend, Bravo-wise, like Bravo celebrities. Like James was on, he was giving it. He was giving it.
James was giving it. He was giving it. James gave the people what they wanted, and that is something that you can't always say about the rest of the Bravo Lebs. James loves this.
Yeah, because and that was actually, that's to your point, like not giving away anything with this season. He gave us some tea that was happening right in the the trenches, right? Like, so that has nothing to do with the show. He can absolutely freely talk about it. What's happening during this weekend? Like, come on.
He's just such a raw nerve that it's perfect because he can't help himself.
It was great. That was and it's actually, I don't know, I don't think he intentionally did this, but it's helping with the anticipation for the season because it's dynamics between Sheena and Ariana and it's still going on.
That was the one. That was the part, the VPR stuff. I was like, now Pia and I have to talk about this because we have discussed Sheena at length and we've said over and over again, this is going to be the season. This is the we better not be disappointed in Sheena, and we're there.
We're there.
Even in the little clip that we saw, that tiny little clip where Katie goes, you can decide to be friends with them, but you're next, she's going to cut you off.
Yeah.
So having that from that, and then Sheena being I went up to his penthouse. I didn't even know whose penthouse it was. We were just hanging out in there. And then I was telling him, I'm not happy with you. I'm like, don't do that, Sheena, because then you're going to do this thing. I can see it coming where she's like, I'm in the middle.
Yeah.
And no, you're not in the middle.
You put yourself in the middle. Ariana is not asking you to be a spokesperson for her to him.
Exactly.
She does not want anything to do with him. She doesn't care if she understands her perspective. She is completely done with the man. So there's no need to even try to defend her. There's not.
Yeah,
you're putting her. And the thing is, it's just she's doing. I hate when she does this. We're stupid. She's doing that for an excuse to be able to be somewhat close to him.
Yes.
And I told you when I listened to that bitch's podcast earlier in the summer.
You had the instinct.
Because Brock was talking a lot on that one episode, and he was saying things that was alluding to I would be open to being friends with Tom. And she kind of did convince me in the podcast that that's something she would not do. But the thing is, they're a unit. They're a unit. I knew if Brock was trying to be his friend, she would do it too.
Fuck.
And Brock seemed real happy in that video that Tom posted on his Instagram of them in the room. So it's like, yeah, Sheena was nowhere near them. Like, she was across the room talking to somebody else, but Brock was sitting right next to him. He was happy to be in the video. So it's like, you need to talk to your husband. Optics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so your instincts were spot on. Her reaction too, because then she was at another panel and someone was like, hey, we just got word that Ariana's over there saying she's mad that you were hanging out with Tom. And Sheena's like, wait, what did she say?
Yeah.
She said it was weird? Oh, she did? And then got defensive when she did interviews and was like, I mean, we didn't even know where we were going. Like, it's guys, like, we're just like, we didn't even talk to him, but then you did talk. It's going to be an interesting season.
Yeah, she was.
Because this was Sheena's one fucking opportunity to finally redeem herself in the eyes of many, but she's gonna slip right back into it.
She is. It's just like, God, Sheena, it's like you cannot even help yourself. Like, you have such an opportunity, and you're blowing it because she has this, I don't know what it is, but she needs all men to like her.
She's
weird.
The boy. She's the guy's girl.
I don't know why she needs it. She does not need it from women. She only needs it from men. You notice that?
Ooh, that's so true. Ooh,
she really.
That's
and the
not
thing
good.
Is, I thought it would change when she got married, but she married herself, so it's just
she did
amplified.
marry herself. Yeah, she totally did. Okay, let's look at some more questions here. Favorite part overall. The content that you can get. You know, like I liked being able to, you know, like they have really cute photo booths and stuff set up. Like, I was obsessed with the Lisa Barlow, I'm physically shaking in the Sprinter van. That was, whoever fucking came up with that was brilliant. They even had, that's probably how I got sick though. They had shawls for us to wear.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it. They had the Sir Back Alley. I need to fucking post those. We did some really good ones there.
Not the back alley.
Not the back alley. I know, brilliant. So there were some fun photo ops there. Seeing other content creators and seeing people who listen to the pod, that was really crazy. Having people stopping me to be like, "You're She Speaks Bravo."
Oh.
Like, that was, I was so not accustomed to it. It was crazy, but so many people said that, like, they loved Pia, they loved Kendrick. So I feel like if I go, yeah, I got to go with the people next time for sure.
No, like, honestly, one of my favorite parts of getting to participate on your podcast is all of your amazing listeners that reach out and we'll chat and stuff like that. I love it. Like, we were like, people send me like little, because everyone knows I love TikTok, and send me little videos of like Bravo stuff. I love it.
Oh yeah, so that part was really special. So the favorite part overall, I guess, is just like the energy. It is an experience. You know what I mean? Like, I'm very glad I went, but it's just a shame because they really are like nickel and diamond. You know, It's like real. Like little tiny water bottles are like $7, and just, I don't know. It was a little Disneyland-y. You know, I guess it is kind of Disneyland. Also, you're in Vegas, and Vegas is like the Disneyland for adults.
But I'm sure like that kind of stuff, like, again, I think that we're a little bit jaded just from living in LA, but I'm sure like someone from Michigan, like my mom, would be like, wow. My mom would be taking a picture everywhere.
Oh yeah, I bet. And they have all the opportunities. So it's like, it is worth that, but I need to see what those prices are next year.
It's because that's
like $1,200, and the food isn't even free. The food isn't even, yeah. See, yeah, it's a lot. And as from the Variety article I read, they're looking at it like a business. So it's only going to get more and more like, we can capitalize on that too.
I think that, I don't know how we get the word out about this, but I personally think, because I'm stuck on the moderating stuff, because I think that that's a big part of it, obviously. I think that Bravo should reach out to some Bravo podcasters or content creators and have them moderate, because I think it would be more fun. I don't know. Well, they probably think it would be too dangerous, but I just think that people who are used to like talking and going through points and who really know the material would be like a better moderator for the people.
They had Bravo historian last year. They had Danny Pellegrino on multiple panels this year, so they're working their way towards it. I'm sure.
Okay, I just want you to do it.
Oh.
That's like, it's my like I texted her that I was like, I just think I know I put it in the chat, I put it in your live. I was like, can you just go up there
on the Summer House one?
Yeah, so just go up there.
The Summer House one was brutal. That one was like, what is happening? Okay, if I missed anything, what else do I have? I'm sure you weren't.
I was hoping that you saw Danielle.
I saw her a bunch.
You got to talk to her?
No, I did not get to talk to her. She was always surrounded by people.
I wanted you because I know you guys have like, a fun little.
Yeah.
I wanted that for you.
I was so close to going to a brunch. I was invited to a brunch and I'm still this is how bad my reception was. I was trying to check out of the hotel. It was taking forever and I couldn't even get on my Instagram to send the message to the person saying I can't make it. Mm-hmm. She was hosting, Danielle was going to be a guest at a brunch with Preston from Summer House Martha's Vineyard. Oh, I was so pissed. I missed it because I had to go to a panel where I wanted to go live, but I couldn't even go live. The Beverly Hills panel. My fucking phone wouldn't even connect. Mm-hmm. It was so weird. It was really frustrating. But that Beverly Hills panel was also very good, actually.
Oh, I was going to say that one was good. Actually, I have a question for you. Mm-hmm. What was your take on? It seemed like a lot of hate towards Teresa and Jennifer. Did you think? I've been hearing rumors. I know, not rumors. Teresa went on an interview, said that she heard that people were being paid to heckle her. Did you feel like there was like a lot of hate towards her, or
I stayed away from the New Jersey panel?
Okay,
so I have no idea, but I did see. I mean, I know that Jennifer clapped back, but honestly, the guts to go up there and ask a question like, "Can you get any further up Teresa's ass?" Mm-hmm. It's gonna get a combative response. Like people who went up there and said really shitty things on the mic, I was like, why would you even want to do that?
Yeah, I guess that was really my question. Like, how did you feel about the way in which some of the guests who were asking questions, like how they spoke to, like, 'cause again, at the end of the day, I know we have like all these opinions and like, I might not like someone on the show, but I don't know them. So I don't know. I just don't think I would ever go on a question like that and be that aggressive towards someone that I do not know. Even in
front of a whole audience,
like even with Tom Sandoval, if I like got to ask him a question, like I wouldn't even be like that either.
No,
because I don't know him.
Yeah, I think that you kind of get riled up by people who aren't there. Like if I had done what people were suggesting I do when I was on a live, I'd be kicked out. Because people are like, when you're not there, they're like, go ask this person that. It's like, you're not really going to do that. That's crazy.
Right. I guess like, okay, if I could ask like Teddy a question, because that's my nemesis. Mm-hmm. I still wouldn't even be rude, but I think I would ask like,
I would
ask a shady question, but it wouldn't be rude. Because I would probably ask something like, you're an accountability coach, but it seems like a lot of times you don't take accountability. And I'd probably ask I'll think about it and like give a specific scenario and be like, why is it that it feels like instead of like taking ownership, it's always some type of excuse wrapped around it? So it feels like your whole career
that'd be a good question,
like hypocritical. But I'm really asking the question. I'm not trying to be a bitch, but like that's how I feel. Like I'm confused by you.
Yeah. See, that question right there is a good example of like that. You're genuinely curious. Yes, it's shady, but like that's what you're doing, Teddy, as opposed to just saying, could you get any farther up her ass, or why are you still here?
Right. Like I wouldn't go up to I wouldn't ask a question to Teddy like, are you embarrassed that no one asked you to be a guest at BravoCon and you had to buy a wristband? Like, you know what I mean? Like
exactly.
I wouldn't like that's unnecessary.
And it's because there's no answer to it.
Yeah, like I can like it's fun to do it here, but like I'm not gonna like do it to her. Like I don't know her.
So I honestly wouldn't be surprised though if the Gorgas paid a few people because they're in a lot of good fans' pockets. That wouldn't shock me if they paid some people to ask some crazy questions.
Because the thing is, Teresa does have a fan base. I'm not talking. I don't know about Jennifer necessarily, but Teresa, they got tree huggers. So it did feel odd to me how the room was like so like against her because she's done this a million times. And these fights are really not new fights. So I'm like, what is happening right now that got that, like, I don't know, because Teresa hasn't even been that crazy as like in the past couple of years. She's like, you know what I mean? It's more Jennifer, I would say, but like it was just weird. I felt a little off, and I'm curious. I would actually think
that would not shock me at all.
I actually think Margaret would do it.
Okay, did I miss anything? Because then we're gonna start recapping Beverly Hills. Is there anything else that we could discuss about the event? Oh, lines were long, but I think that's how conventions are. No, I did not get to go to Watch What Happens Live. I did not have a ticket for a Watch What Happens Live.
Okay.
So yeah, next year, what would I do different? If it's in Vegas, I don't know, because like honestly, the Wi-Fi was genuinely. I would not stay at Caesars.
The Bellagio. I usually stay at the Bellagio. It's really nice.
Okay. You want to think about where the convention is, though. Like, you want to be close to the convention because walking is such a bitch.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you also got reposted on Uba's Instagram.
Oh my God, we did. Uba is a doll. She loves this attention. She's grateful. She's warm. She's giving. Sai was with Uba, but obviously not everyone's going to gag over Sai because, you know, the season. Okay, yeah. If I forget anything, guys, I can obviously just address it. Like if you're on the Patreon, just leave a comment, or if you're on YouTube, just leave a comment or something, or DM me. Okay, let's go to Beverly Hills. We have to go back 2 episodes. To go to episode 2. I don't have my diamond. It's all the way over there.
Oh.
Dorit and Erika's picnic. Okay, this picnic is looking amazing. This picnic looks fantastic. Erika's choice of outfit, though, was so like, she is a robot now. She is like Gaga meets robot. I don't know what else, but she shows up with like those glasses.
Yeah.
She's so stoic. She like barely moves her body or her head.
She's stuck in Berlin, Erika.
Yes. Whoa, totally. Like everything's all stiff.
Berlin mode, Erika.
Yes. And so Dorit, but what I am impressed with is that Dorit is even admitting she's going through a hard time with PK. Like,
yeah. I
am shocked by that. Because usually Dorit would be like, PK, I love PK, and like not mention anything.
Yeah.
But the Dorit knew robbery story. Because, you know, we saw that damn, when I saw that Dorit was going to have another robbery to deal with this season, I was like, what the fuck now?
Robbery's her thing.
Robbery's her brand. Okay, she goes and she pulls out $10,000 in cash.
Mm-hmm.
Then goes walking around a store that has carts.
Yeah.
A shopping cart, and her money was stolen. Her purse was gone.
Yeah.
And then she was followed by 3 men throughout the store.
Yeah.
I just think Dorit's dumb.
Yeah, I mean, that was dumb. That was
dumb.
I know she has clarified what the $10,000 was for, because I think it was
to tip her, like,
yeah,
people.
it was for her staff at her house. Like, it was like Christmas bonuses that she was giving. So I think a lot of people were confused that they were like, you took $10,000 to get like Christmas gifts for your kids to the store. Like, why would you take out cash to do that? But why? But the thing is, you shouldn't have that much money on you ever. And if you do, you need to go straight home, not run errands at Target.
Exactly.
Because you are a Target. You're on TV.
It's like, Dorit, you pull out $10,000 cash and then go directly to the Target. Like, no, girl. So she's just dumb. I don't think, because people were like, she did that on purpose. That's one of the theories, that she did it on purpose, trying to like lure them. I'm like, I don't think, no, she genuinely like didn't even think about it.
Sometimes, like, yeah, I just think that some people are, they just, they live in a bubble and they just don't, just not aware.
Yeah. And like at this point up in the episodes, I was like, I'm liking Dorit this season. Yeah. But then by the end of the next episode,
right,
she's dead to me. Dead. But Erika is, remember now, her story arc this season is that she's finding empathy again.
Yes.
And she's learning. She's ready. She's not on the defense all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So she says in her weird theater voice, I need to let go of being defensive and clawing everybody's eyes out. Okay, got it. Thank you.
She is really, I think, did she pay someone to like do her story outline for her?
I think she did.
Because I
think that's what her lawyers do.
Okay. Yeah, because I see all of the plot points, you know?
She's like, what episode is this? Probably going to be episode 2. Okay, we'll put this in there.
Yeah.
Like
Can't wait to the Lent, giving up arguing for Lent part.
Girl. Alessandra the matchmaker shows up to Sutton's. This woman was doing the most. Water would be beautiful. Water would be everything. This is everything. Sutton tells the matchmaker that she doesn't, quote, long pause, click with people. I don't get asked out a second time. I don't really know if I'm finding this endearing, though.
Oh, no. Honestly, I'm going to be pretty frank. Haven't been loving Sutton up yet.
Okay, good. Because I'm like,
not doing it for me.
I think she got a taste of that fan favorite stuff and all the memes and the quotes and the things, and she's like doing it up or something.
I've met Sutton in real life, and she is quite nice and lovely. But I'm sorry, I'm only gonna go off of what I'm seeing on my screen, and I'm not loving it.
I had a friend meet Sutton at an event, and she was an hour and a half late, and she was kind of weird. They said that she was kind of like cold and odd. So I'm not loving her. I'll tell you that much.
The rumors and nastiness about her.
If you know me, you know I love to be cozy. So when Cozy Earth sponsored the pod, it's been life-changing for me. They sent me their famous bedding. Now, the bedding I got was the viscose from bamboo bedding, but they also do make it in linen, but it's temperature regulating. Now, I had never even heard of viscose from bamboo, but now I'm hooked. It's all responsibly sourced, and all of their products come with a 10-year warranty. It is honestly no wonder Cozy Earth has been on Oprah's favorite things 5 years in a row. The loungewear, which I have multiple pieces in, 2 pairs of pants and a shirt. It's optimal comfort, obviously, but it's still flattering and, dare I say, elegant. Like I will wear them to dinner. I'll wear those cozy pants to dinner. I don't care. The best part about this sponsor is they offer listeners 35% off with my code. I have used my own code too many times because I want everything on there. So Cozy Earth has provided an exclusive offer for you guys, my listeners today, up to 35% off site-wide when you use the code She Speaks. Take advantage of this amazing discount, you guys. 35% off. Use code She Speaks. CozyEarth.com.
Not well, bitch.
Okay, Kyle picks up Dorit for the decoy lunch so that PK can recreate Pretty Woman. Pretty Woman, excuse me. Dude, this is such like PK. If you know your wife is so anal retentive about like how she dresses, what this is not the surprise for Dorit. This was like a test for Dorit. It's like all the things you know that she hates.
Yeah.
You're going to make her do because it's like, come on, babe, let me be in control.
No.
Ugh. And Dorit is shading the hell out of the whole thing. But before that, on the car ride, Dorit is straight up with like, I think there's something going on between you and Mo. And I'm like, damn, bold.
I'm glad she said that, though.
Me too, because cameras are rolling. And I'm like, finally, you guys are willing to have conversations on camera. You don't do it to anyone else but each other.
Kyle is not loving that because, you know, she is so produced.
Well, here's what's funny, though. Kyle, I thought Kyle... Oh, wait, hold on. Here's a theory. I think the thing that Kathy must have said, remember how like it was something so bad about Kyle's family?
Mm-hmm.
I think it must have been about Mauricio cheating. That's what I'm thinking.
Because it's like, I feel like it's an open secret at this point.
I
but
feel
you
like
just don't talk about it.
And maybe Kyle was like genuinely in denial.
Mm-hmm.
And then like that comes out, like she's like, Kathy's over there saying like, and everyone knows Mauricio's cheating on her constantly.
I mean, it's hard for me to feel bad for Kyle, for Kathy, if that's what Kathy said, just thinking of first season finale when she outed Kim's alcoholism.
Well, I mean, yeah, no, I don't feel bad for her. I'm just saying.
No, I know. I'm just saying. I feel like Kyle wants us to feel bad. I'm like, but Kyle, you do the same shit. But like, I feel like all the things that she gets mad about people doing to her, like, I know she's gonna, from the clips, she's gonna get upset. I think she may have said it at BravoCon. Correct me if I'm wrong. Like Sutton bringing up her like marital problems on camera and stuff like that. Like, I feel like she does that to other cast members. So it's like, all the time. I feel like she has this like weird double standard when it comes to her family, her marriage. And it's like, but you do that to other people. So that always bothers me about Kyle.
I agree. It just feels connected from what Kathy said to like why now her and Mauricio are also really bad. And I know because her friend died by suicide, and I don't think he was there for her. That's a big one.
I think that you're onto something with that, because the last time we left them, that was off of that Kathy stuff. And then we're pretty much right after that, we just seen so many like little drops in the bucket of like something's going on in their marriage. And it's just, the timing of it makes sense to me. Maybe that we'll finally find something out at the reunion. We'll see.
It feels connected like that. I feel like Kyle is trying to tell Dorit that something's going on without telling her. Okay, so here's why. Kyle answers, I just needed a little freedom and some space. Dorit goes, specifically away from your husband? And then Kyle goes, long pause, away from everything. Dorit, I feel like there's something you're not saying. Dorit, it's like she's literally not saying. I feel like Kyle's trying to be obvious. Yeah. But Dorit like doesn't pick up the clues. And this reminds me of when we did like the origin of the Fox Force 5 special. Yes. And we talked about how at first they weren't sure they could trust Dorit with their plans because she's so bad.
Yes.
This is an example where Kyle's basically telling her like, you're right. Yes, something is going on, but like I'm being weird, so don't keep talking. Dorit's like, feels like there's something you're not telling me. It's like she's obviously not telling you something. Dorit.
I love Oblivious and like Nancy Drew Dorit, but like but it's like obvious.
A producer could easily like be in her ear like, get the answer. But I still don't think I think she's like, guys, I'm not understanding. Meanwhile, Dorit is spiraling over all the surprises. She's unimpressed with all of it. She's shading everything. Eventually she's on the balcony yelling at production. But when Kyle finally gets her to realize like what this is, she's like, in Pretty Woman, he said, I took the liberty of ordering everything on the menu. What is this, Kyle? A few pieces of bacon? Just, yep. Nothing he's doing. This is not it. This is not it. PK makes a dumb joke, too, about Kyle, like, laughing at it not going well. And he's like, my question is, does Mauricio ever do anything like this? I'm like, okay, well,
don't try to deflect now.
That's not your friend.
Because the thing is, I think Kyle would love something like this. This is something
Kyle would love it.
Kyle likes the showy, like she's in a movie. That is something that, like, you are doing the wrong thing for the wrong girl. Like, Dorit is I'm kind of like that, too. Like, I'm more of a Dorit, like, I want you to want to do all this stuff, but like I would love to be included in the plans because I can't really hide if I don't like the execution. You know?
I get it.
So
it's like, oh, that's cute.
Yeah, like I mean, I'm not gonna be a dick, but let's just do it together.
Like Dorit did not like it. The dresses come in. She's like, okay, the thing is, I'm an actual designer and stylist, and this. I'm like, don't finish that sentence, Dorit. What? And this is hideous, basically.
Yeah, like if Sean like got me racks of clothes, it would probably be nothing that I would want to wear because like he's constantly saying you should get a shawl, like a shawl. He says that all the time. Like maybe you should put a shawl on. Like what a shawl? Stop saying shawl to me is what I say. It's like I don't know what that is.
Why would you put it?
I don't know. And he like, he's gonna hate. He's like, oh, maybe you can like do a poof up your hair. Like I was like
poof. The poof.
Like that little. I was like, what is this Jersey in early 2000s? I'm not doing that. Like, what decade are you in? You're like in so many different decades. Do you want me to wear a shawl like I'm in 1950s and a poof like I'm in the early 2000s? I'm crazy.
Wearing a shawl and a poof, styled by Sean.
But he puts himself together very well.
Like he does.
I'm like he just doesn't like. No, don't do that.
Oh my God, Berlin themselves sing "Take My Breath Away" as they dance. Dorit is crying. Anyway, they sit for dinner, but then Dorit just starts complaining about the whole entire surprise. And this is when PK throws out that he doesn't really understand the whole PTSD thing. And Dorit's confessional, okay, I don't need a big gesture. I need help with the kids. I need him to step up. But that's not his nature. I'm going to have to work to help him be able to help me, which is going to be more work for me. And I'm not sure we'll ever get there. I'm like, well, that right there. Divorce.
Divorce.
It just sounds horrible.
Or just a separation until they both turn 18, and then you guys can just live together because you wouldn't have to do anything.
Wait, who?
I mean, I'm saying they could just do a separation until the kids turn 18.
The kids. Yeah. Kyle and Mauricio get ready for Portia's 15th birthday. And then we get, it is so weird watching this relationship now because we've watched it for so many years and it feels so unfamiliar. And whether that's like Kyle not faking it for the cameras or what, but it is tense.
It was too tense for me. Like
I did not enjoy it.
I was uncomfortable. I think I texted you like, Kyle is doing the most. It was weird how she was talking to Mauricio's parents. I didn't really love. She was like almost like felt like she was
a teenager.
She was a teenager. It almost felt like she was trying to bait his mom into like going off about tattoos. It was weird.
Oh, that's a good point because she did say that she was excited for him to have said the tattoo thing on camera.
Yeah. Because it was like, if you know that this woman maybe doesn't have a good reaction to like tattoos, it's like, do you want her to like go off? Or like, what are you trying to get? What kind of reaction are you trying to get? It was weird.
That's a good point. Right? And like she's doing it on camera.
Yeah, because it's like, and I felt like Mauricio's mom handled it really well. I mean, I don't know if she would have had a different reaction if there weren't any cameras there, but she definitely was like, it's fine. Okay, the first time she's like, it's fine, and then Kyle's like, that wasn't what I wanted. Oh, she's like, and I know the girls have them too. She's like, oh, okay. Did you know your son has one? That's gonna get you. Like that's how it felt.
And then the way she like laughed, but then was like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know.
Yeah, it was like she was trying to get, I don't know if she was trying to like get the mom to argue with Mauricio or she wanted to show a different side of her mother-in-law. I'm not sure. I just don't know. She was trying to get some type of reaction and I was confused by what she wanted. And I didn't like it either because I was just like, why are you doing this?
I'm going to give a flip on that though and say I kind of do like it now.
Oh, okay.
Because we've never seen it before.
It is good TV.
Well, no, not that too.
Oh.
But like, I wouldn't know that Mauricio is like that or his mom. Well, I mean, I know his mom's Twitter activity, but I have never seen this dynamic before. Mm-hmm. And so if Kyle's trying to be like, I'm done hiding this, I'm done like concealing this from everybody, I'm going to show the real shit. I'm like, okay, I'm not mad at that. I didn't even realize that's what she was doing, but that's exactly what she's doing.
I mean, that's a fair point. Like, she's like, well, I feel like, but the thing is, if you're going to do that, I will say this, that means if I was going to do that, that means I'm done with the relationship because like. Yeah,
totally.
Letting the world see sides of like people that you typically try to protect means like, you're like, I'm exiting this relationship. I'm exposing everybody and fuck you. Like I'm out. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So this is like her being done.
That's what.
Very much so, Pia. Interesting. It's funny, even in my notes, because like then she goes back outside, like after they've tiffed in the kitchen, she's like talking to him right in front of the whole table. She's like, just so you know, she wasn't mad. And she keeps going. And I even wrote, is she baiting him?
Yeah, it very much felt that way. And Mauricio, again, I think he's really, to your point of last recording, like when they were having that at the end of the episode, Mauricio and Kyle were having that sit down, and I think Mauricio is used to getting good edits, and he was like being kind of like rude and like on his call, and then when he was like ready to have the conversation, he entered in as if like that would be the cut, and like, you know. And I think that Mauricio is really good at trying to show the best version of himself when cameras are up. And I feel like Kyle's like, no, they will get to see what it's like.
Yeah.
When cameras go home. And I know your triggers.
Interesting. Okay. Erika has decided that they're going to Magic Mike for the Vegas trip. And she tells the women on the private chat, she's like, wear pants if you want to go up. And Sutton, of course, is like, I have pants and panties, which will become very important later. Sutton, this is where I noticed that she's seeming very like fan favorite, like playing it up for the cameras. Because she, on the thing, she goes, is that Channing Tatum guy going to be there? And she kind of shrugs and makes a face, but very aware that the camera is capturing it.
Yeah.
And I was like really high when I said this, but I was like, she's drinking her own Kool-Aid. And someone like Sutton should not. Someone like Sutton should remain oblivious to why she's entertaining.
Yeah.
The second she knows why, she's going to not be funny. She's going to play the wrong thing.
And I actually think that would be, I mean, I don't know for sure, but I feel like Kathy probably was like that. And she was probably like, I don't think I can do another season like that. Like, because now everybody's aware and it would be too much focus on her. And she's like, I'm a side player and I know when to bow out. Like,
good point. Good point. Erika then says, I've given up fighting for Lent. It's not so much that she said giving up fighting. It's the for Lent.
Yeah.
Like for what? Since when? Yeah. Remember, I forgot she had that like chapel in her house.
Oh, she did. I mean.
Girl.
I just think it's just a funny, like, I know people give things up for Lent all the time. I've never succeeded, but I'm not even Catholic.
But just like for Lent, I'm like, lady. She's like, I'm not kidding. The Lord or the higher power spoke to me and says, you need to give up fighting for Lent.
But again, I think it's like she's using Lent, but it's really her timeline. So she's like, this is teaching me. This is one of the steps towards being able to learn how to be empathetic.
Or the lawyers were like, ooh, Lent. Lent's a good one. We'll use Lent. You're going to give up something for Lent. There you go. Like they have mapped this shit out.
Mapped it out. Like they're, yeah.
They're picked up by red phantoms. Crystal brought glam. Dorit didn't. And I'm like, well, that says something about Dorit's finances.
I know. That was probably killing her when she's like, everyone has glam but me.
Killing. Kyle and Dorit are sharing a room. I think they're all sharing rooms, which I was surprised at.
Because they're in like that, it's like a big penthouse. So they, you know. Which is cute. I like
cool.
that.
I like this setup. I
love it.
We don't usually get the Beverly Hills women in one big house and like that kind of thing. It's usually like, this is my hotel room. That's your hotel room.
Yeah. And even when they're in a house, it does still feel really separate because it's like, you know, usually a couple stories and people at wings and stuff. This is like, it's fun. It's like, they're like at like, I don't know, like a little camp. I love it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I really like this setup.
Camp Beverly Hills or True Beverly Hills. Like,
oh, but yeah, no, that's very cute. I was like, this needs to be the setup all the time.
Yeah, I love it.
It says 4 hours later. This is the end of episode 2. And it shows harrowing footage of Erika being all extra with the Magic Mike guys. I know now that that's one of Erika's like long-standing dance partners. Like she knows the guy really well.
Yeah.
Me not knowing that though, I was like, okay, there's a level of expectation that you don't participate necessarily, or like you're reluctant to. It just seemed like I was like, whoa. But now that I know that she knows him, maybe he was fine with it.
I was like, I wasn't really shocked by the footage just because Erika is such a polarizing person, and when she came onto it, we saw her like music video. So like that, like, I think if she wasn't like that, I would be like, oh, that's interesting.
No. It's more that, okay, the thing with the Magic Mike show that really gets to me is like they really make these guys do some humiliating shit.
Yes.
You know, it is. It's like, I don't know how much they pay them, but it's a lot. And so there's an expectation when they pull women up on stage that they're not going to reciprocate. they're going to be like, I don't know what to do.
Right.
So like rubbing their body and like taking advantage of the moment.
Yeah.
It shocked me because I was, as a former dancer, it's like there's kind of an understanding between you and the participants that like I'm leading, you don't really get into it. It's not like this is a consensual sexual experience, it's a performance.
Yeah.
But knowing that she knows the dancer,
yes,
it's a little different.
I agree. That to your point, yeah.
But anyway, the footage is like, Sutton, this has nothing to do with the pants. And then Sutton, you're such a bitch. And Kyle, no, you're being a bitch. I'm like, yes, that I'm into.
I was having a great time. I was like, finally, they're fighting like we want them to fight because it's like dumb.
Yeah, exactly. So then, okay, episode 3 starts. It's the morning. They're all eating breakfast. They make fun of Sutton for not getting second dates. Dorit realizes, okay, so Sutton tells a story about how she went on a date with someone and then she invited them to go to the ABT, whatever the hell.
Mm-hmm.
And Dorit is in her confessional, like in real time, realizing that like it's actually not bad that she did that. She's like, can you imagine if the roles were reversed and a man was like, get on a plane? Well, never mind. I guess that would be sexy. It's like, yes.
The thing is, I just don't think it was the fact that she invited him. I think that whatever happened at the house, he did not feel the same way she felt.
Agreed. She tells the story and I'm like, yeah, he didn't like it.
Yeah, like if they had the best night, like just whatever, and then she was like, hey, crazy. I know we just like met, but it's just such a good night. Like, do you want to come to this event? Like, I know that's wild, but like, are you free? And he was equally like having the best time. He was like, let's there's how many stories of people that spend like, they just meet and they spend the whole weekend together just because they're having so much fun with each other. And it's like, you wouldn't typically do that with somebody, but it's just like something is taken over. You guys are just having the most magical time and you end up spending the whole weekend together. That did not happen for that man.
No, he was like, I was planning on never talking to you again.
Yeah. Sorry, like, and I'm not even trying to be mean, but like, she's so awkward with men.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't sure if it was because of the cameras making her nervous, but there was no cameras here, so something.
Yeah, right.
Something is she has to.
Sutton, we don't know how to help you here. Sutton calls Avi into the closet because she can't find her white pants. Can't find them. I can't tell.
Yeah, it was weird.
Right? I can't tell if she's the most annoying boss and Avi has found a way to laugh it off, or if this is like a bit that I don't know.
I know. At first, I thought it was a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But then I was like, there was like an undertone of it not being a bit, but her trying to make it seem like it was a bit because she's being recorded. But an undertone of it wasn't, and I was unclear and unsure and uncomfortable for sure.
I didn't love it.
I did
not love it.
And if it was a bit, it did not. It fell flat, and she shouldn't do that again.
She should do that again. No,
I was like, are you abusive to your workers? That's what I felt.
Yes.
Like. I was like,
yes.
I was a little nervous. I was like, are you a monster?
I thought too.
Because like we've seen Kathy with her staff, and she's just more of like crazy, not like mean.
Mm-hmm.
She just seems like scattered brain and like
mm-hmm.
you know, there's like a difference in like. It's
but
almost
this
comical.
doesn't. This felt different. This was like, fuck you.
Yeah,
my instinct was like, he better just tell her to fuck herself and if never come back.
Like honestly, I felt like his job was on the line if those pants weren't in there. I did. I was like, and it was still his fault, even though the pants were in there, though.
Yes, it was still his fault. That
was the crazy part about it.
I don't like this lack of control. He's like, I didn't ask to set up your damn closet. You told me to.
I figured it out. Her night started wrong from her getting embarrassed that she couldn't find the pants, and it was a ripple effect from there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it already got her off kiltered because she just can't. I think someone said it in the episode, but like once you get Sutton worked up, you can't pull her back. And she's just worked up. Maybe Garcelle said it in an interview somewhere. I remember Garcelle said that. You
know what I think you're thinking of? I think you're thinking of Southern Charm. when Taylor says that about Olivia.
I might be.
Because that stuck out in my head and I was planning on talking about it anyway. So it's like, that's why I'm connecting to that. I'm like, yeah, because fuck Taylor for saying that about Olivia.
That's for the Patreon.
Exactly. Sutton carries grapefruit juice in her bag, and she compares it to Beyonce carrying hot sauce in her bag. And that's another red flag. I'm like, don't compare yourself to Beyonce. None of us are Beyonce.
None of us.
Okay. She's like, us Southern girls know what we want. Don't. Now
Ocean
I'm
Spray
really
is
concerned.
good. Ocean Spray is good, though. Ocean, have you had it? It's great.
My uncle, my late uncle, may he rest in peace, was an Ocean Spray like distributor guy for 2 decades, 3 decades.
You just had all the access. Like if you go into my mom's refrigerator right now, Ocean Spray cranberry in there.
Cranberry.
Oh, I drank cranberry juice every day of my life. I thought that was actual I thought it was good for you, but it's just full
all
of sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know that.
Then you have whenever you have like real cranberry juice, like if you have a UTI and you drink real cranberry juice, it's the most disgusting thing in the world.
Well, whenever I had like a UTI, I would be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna get some Ocean Spray cranberry juice, and then people were like, that doesn't do shit. It's not like real cranberry juice. I was like, oh,
yeah,
delicious though. Put some ice in there. Ooh.
Put some ice in there. Erika has set up the whole Magic Mike thing. They flash to her talking to Mikey about setting it up, and it's giving promo for her special because she has got her special Bet It All on Blonde coming, which I'm amazed that they gave her that. Utterly amazed.
She needs the money.
The show starts and Sutton is yelling, "We wore pants! We wore pants!" So she's expecting to go up there.
Absolutely.
Erika and Crystal get pulled. Then Garcelle gets a lap dance. Erika is partaking a lot. And then Sutton says, "I wore pants for nothing." And then she proceeds to sulk.
Mm-hmm.
And Garcelle's like, "Are you okay?" And she just shrugs. I don't know. This is so Sutton. I wish she had committed more. Here's the thing. I wish Sutton had been like fuming for the rest of the season. Like not
the rest
like
of the season, not even just okay.
I'm exaggerating, obviously, but like I didn't like that she was like, "I overreacted, guys. Sorry," so quickly. I'm like, don't make them go through all of that just to be like, "Sorry, guys, I do that sometimes." Like stand in your ridiculousness. Part of me wonders if Erika had reacted more and been mad, and then Sutton could have been like, "See, now she's being mean to me."
Mm-hmm.
But because Erika didn't react, Sutton had to be like, "All right, I'll get over it."
And I think also Garcelle being very like, "You're overreacting." She was like, "This wasn't the move, and I don't know how to get myself out of this." Like I feel like she in real time was like, "I fucked up, and now I don't know how to get out of it."
Mm-hmm. And then she was just over it, and I was like,
and then she was overcompensating. I think she wanted to be like, "No, guys, I'm not a prude. Like I'm fun too." Like
yeah.
But the thing is, it's like, no, you've just created a scene because all of this sexual stuff was too much for you, and now all you're doing is talking our ears off about how sexual you are in a weird way.
Yes. Oh my God, yeah. And then Kyle gets the whipped cream licked off of her, and when Sutton hears it was whipped cream, she's like, "Well, now that's silly." I'm like, girl,
Sutton, it was
had you seen that? Like, you would have been, if you should, quote unquote, have been as offended as this. You know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about?
That was way more, in my opinion, than what Crystal and Erika did.
Mm-hmm.
One of the whipped cream spots was on the top of her breastises.
Uh-huh. It was a lot. And then when Sutton, that my brand is not that. And yeah. I walked away, you would have never known.
No, shut the fuck up, Sutton.
My girl, you were sulking there for a period of time. Everyone was asking you what was wrong. And finally you're like, "I'm leaving. I'm going."
And she did not leave quietly.
And she's like, "I'm out of here. Someone take my mic off."
She was frazzled.
Mm-hmm.
She had to say, "Excuse me, excuse me, excuse me," going down the goddamn line. She made a scene.
Please, don't even. So obviously Sutton's got to go. Kyle texts the group that they have to leave. And Crystal's like, "Guys, we got to go." And Erika and Dorit are like, "No, bye." Kyle, Garcelle, and Sutton walk to the sprinter, and Kyle again says, it has a little bit to do with the pants. And then she goes, oh, sorry. Okay, you're worried about like ABT or something? And Sutton goes, no, I am saying, no, it's about the performance. And Garcelle fills in, she goes, the integrity. And Sutton goes, thank you. Kyle goes, okay, no, but a minute ago you were saying your brand. That's when Sutton goes, you're such a bitch. Garcelle is not paying any attention. She goes, how far is the walk to the goddamn sprinter van? Sutton's like, you hit really low, Kyle. And Kyle's like, did you not say your brand? Yeah, you did. Sutton, I didn't. Here we go again with Kyle walking into a conversation that she did not hear. And that's when Garcelle's like, triggered. Sutton, don't do that. And then Kyle goes, now you're being a bitch. Like Kyle's delivery of that was no joke.
No, you know why too? Because I mean, I don't know if she said it to the group, but she said it to us in the confessional. One of the reasons why she stopped drinking was her behavior at Garcelle's party.
Yep.
And so I feel like Kyle's like, I've worked on myself, bitch. And I'm sober.
Exactly.
I'm not talking about the vodka in your purse. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that was good. They get on the van and Sutton goes, Kyle, I'm happy to talk to you about it. And Kyle's like, well, I'm happy to talk to you too, but first you call me a bitch. And then like I walked into a conversation and Sutton just goes, okay, I'm sorry for calling you that. It's over. And she's like, thanks. Okay. Oh my God, Erika's glam team is at the club touching her up while she says hi to the dancers. It took me a minute to realize what was happening, but they're literally like in the fucking club touching her up. I'm like, so did they have tickets? Where were they seated? Like, what the hell?
I'm always fascinated by glam squads. Like,
me too.
I really want like the itemized price breakdown of like how that fucking works.
Yeah, like that's got to be like an extra add-on. Like you stay in the club.
Yeah,
for
like
touch-ups.
I like need to know that because like honestly, I know it's extra as fuck, but I am extra as fuck, and if I could afford it, I think I would do it.
You would.
I think I really would. I'm sorry.
You would 100%. Erika probably had to be convinced by production to get on this van because she's about to walk in and she turns around. She's like, "Are you fucking kidding?" They're probably like, "Just please, just get on the van." So she gets on, and she asks, "What's wrong? Were you offended?" And Sutton, it was just the spread eagle, the face, the crotch. Erika's like, that's my oldest dance partner for forever. It shocks Garcelle. I actually wasn't expecting Erika to be mad at Sutton. I'm getting her vibe this season. Mm-hmm. And this is the season where she's not reacting.
Yeah.
So I kind of expected her to be like, Like I didn't expect her to freak out. Garcelle's feet hurting is so relatable. Oh my God. Because I looked at those shoes and I was like, ooh, when those hurt, every walk is painful.
Honestly, I am Garcelle when like, cause like, it's like, how far is this thing? Cause my feet are like, I'm ratchet. I would take my shoes off and I would walk right through that damn lobby barefoot.
Me too. I'm not getting all the way out there. They get to dinner. Garcelle goes, wow, we took a turn. And Sutton goes, I know, I get very passionate. Erika, I'm going to apologize to you. The way Erika accepts the apology, that was kind of scary. She's like, thank you. No, it's all good. It's all good.
It's
like,
not
don't
all good.
Believe that. Not for 1 second.
It's all good for now.
She's like, until I bring my dancer guy to confront you in the hallway.
Erika's really good at compartmentalizing.
Exactly. Garcelle says the next day she's going to go see Oliver. And Sutton says, I applaud Garcelle for how she handles all this stuff with her kids. And then Dorit goes, yeah, you're doing the best you can. Or some bullshit. Like these are just bullshit wise words that Dorit thinks she's passing on. And Garcelle clams up and says in her confessional, I don't feel comfortable talking to these women after the way. Because if all they had in terms of resolution was the reunion, there wasn't enough resolution at that reunion for the way they handled it.
And because of what is her name? That guy,
Diana,
Diana, and the one that's not there anymore,
Rinna.
Because of Diana and Rinna on this whole thing of like bots and all that stuff, like everything else got lost in translation. Like it was all about the bots. It was all about trying to like vindicate Diana. So yeah, like she really didn't get that much closure.
Totally.
And again, a lot of people were laughing at her. Remember when she was opening the book thing? Like, it just like, and it was just a lot. Like, Rinna and Diana were a complete distraction. And I think that she deserved more. I remember us being very upset that she didn't get more from that.
Totally. Reunion. Sutton does this whole thing with eating the fish ball. Like,
that was pissing me off.
It's a bit. It's not. This isn't how she is. She's doing something up.
She honestly, that was like my last straw with her, was that goddamn fish ball, because I was like, bite it. You know, you're a big girl. You know how to eat a fish ball. You're a classy Southern lady. You don't know how to fucking eat food in public. Like, stop.
What are you doing?
And I know it was a bit, and I know she was doing it for attention, and I hate that. Me
too. I hate when people do stuff just for attention. I hate it.
I hate that. It's such a pet peeve of mine.
It makes me want to not give you the attention even more.
Absolutely. I would have just ignored her ass for the rest of the evening.
Totally.
And she kept doing little things like that throughout that entire dinner, because she's embarrassed of how she acted and go her way. And
totally that.
I'm done.
And then when they're all getting ready for bed, Sutton is like doing all these little silly antics to keeping Garcelle up, talking about like a Kama Sutra book and all that. I think she's trying to have her Kathy Hilton moment.
She is. I think you're really right on that. The fan favorite thing got to her head, and now she's too much. She's starting to do like the Lisa Rinna thing, produce like, but that's actually Lisa Rinna's downfall, that she became a fan favorite for like telling it like it is, and then she was like, that's my thing, and then she like,
yep,
because she does do it naturally, but then she started to do it too much, because she was like, well, this is what the people want, and
totally.
And Sutton, I think always is a little salty, because she is the one that said hunky dory, and then everyone equated it to Kathy.
She'll never let that. She'll never let that down.
Now Kathy's not here, and it's just me.
Exactly. So she's trying to do like kooky lady.
Yeah.
Kooky rich lady.
Mm-hmm.
The next day, Kyle goes to the gym, which is tough. It's tough to see. It's not easy. They sit around for breakfast, and Kyle walks up, and she goes, "Man, they have a great gym here. Don't do that."
She needs everyone to know.
No one's going to acknowledge you went to the gym, okay? No one.
I like Dorit making fun of Kyle going to the gym with her Birkin bag.
Or was that Erika? There was both of them. They were both talking about it. Then Garcelle brings up the night before, and this is where Dorit had all she had to do was listen.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, all she had to do was listen and say, you know what, if it was my kids, it'd be hard. But instead, she says, okay, but how much longer? It's been a year. I'm like, I know you're not saying that. I know you're not saying that. Because her face was like, but I think she went into autopilot, because Garcelle said basically the exact same thing Denise said. I don't trust having my kids around you guys.
Oh yeah.
I think Dorit kicked into like autopilot and was like, wait, we hate that. Did you hear what she said? She doesn't trust us around her kids. Like, she even looked to Erika and Kyle and was like, did you hear that? I think that is why she got defensive. But I couldn't tell if Erika was getting defensive. Was Erika also joining in with Dorit?
I think that Erika was towing the line. I think that because I think that in the sense of this whole like Garcelle like being up, or the whole thing with her kids happened because of Erika. So I think anytime we talk about it, it's gonna trigger Erika, and that not in the sense of that she's like necessarily mad at Garcelle, but she already knows it's like, great, I was really hoping not to like bring that up so everyone would be mad at me about this again. But I think that Erika is the only one who actually probably tried the most to give Garcelle a genuine apology about it. Mm-hmm. At certain points, I feel like Erika was like getting a little defensive, but I feel like she was like, also, I don't think this is about me. I think Garcelle really is talking about Kyle and Dorit, because I don't think Kyle and Dorit fully took ownership of what they did with their husbands.
Or actually, Dorit even more specifically. Like, Dorit, this is absolutely about you.
Yeah, because I feel like Dorit keeps on saying, like, I never laughed.
I never laughed.
But it's like
Garcelle goes, I know you said that.
Right. And I think that's what's like, you were guilty by being silent, by not saying that that's wrong. Like, you were agreeing with them with your silence. She's not understanding it.
No.
And also, it's been a year. It's been more than a year of your robbery. So, like, do we want to say that?
Exactly.
Like, come on, like, don't do that.
And her thing is, well, listen, Garcelle, you've known us for 3 years. You know people if they are good people. And I'm like, don't try to put words in her mouth. She's not going to give you a public, you're off the hook, you're fine soundbite. She has known you for 3 years, and that's what you did to her kids. So you don't get to just say we're good people. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like, you're getting offended that she's telling you hurt her feelings and you made her not trust you.
And the thing is, if Dorit was really listening, she would see that the reason why Garcelle is bringing it up is not to continue it or to try to like villainize her. It's so that they can at some point get to a place of being her feeling comfortable talking about her kids or having you guys around her kids. It's an olive branch because she doesn't want to suppress these feelings. She wants to like let you in on like how she's feeling and be honest with you as a friend should be able to. And you're being defensive. She's actually trying to fix why the feeling that she's having within about you guys. And you're not even open or aware to it, which is actually proving her point of why she feels the way she feels.
Mm-hmm. Dorit then at the very end, like, because Garcelle's doing a great job explaining herself. The way Dorit goes, go have a shower, get ready for the day. Like she dismisses, she excuses Garcelle. Garcelle's like, why do I need to apologize for how I feel? Just go have a shower. Ugh.
I know. And the thing is, it's like, this has been the dynamic between Garcelle and particularly Erika, Kyle, and Dorit this entire time she's been on the show. They've always been very dismissive of Garcelle. Whenever Garcelle is trying to explain herself or express her feelings, it's always with defense on their end. And like it's just like it's a pattern with them. And I need that to be addressed on the reunion. Like
Dorit going, I will withhold things, because this is the lesson. The lesson is, I will withhold things that come from my heart. I won't say it. It's like, fuck you. You know what the point of this is, but that's what happens with little fragile people like this. It's not offensive to tell someone that they hurt your feelings.
Right.
When someone gets mad at you for that, that's weird. It's like, oh shit, I didn't mean to. But in this case, you fucking know she has a reason to be a little concerned about you guys with her kids and her family. Okay?
It would be worse if she had these feelings and didn't give you the opportunity to address it.
Exactly.
That would be something that would make me upset. I'd be like, well, Garcelle, why didn't, if I was Dorit and maybe she was acting a certain weird to me when I'm bringing up her kids and like not telling me why, and I would be like, well, I wish you had said that so we could have worked through it instead of just being passive aggressive or aggressive with me.
Exactly.
Give me the opportunity to like really hear you out since now a lot of time has passed.
Exactly.
And maybe I see things more clearly. It's not so fresh, but like, I don't know. Kyle and Dorit have a real issue with any criticism.
Oh yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Dorit, you fucking said shit. And now you're like, I can't believe you're labeling me as someone who would say that. It's like, you said it.
Yeah.
You did it. But I'm so offended that you would label me that. But it fits.
And it's like the person that it was toward now has to feel bad that they are upset with you.
And now Garcelle's like, am I sorry? Am I like
yeah, now I feel like I should be apologizing to you for hurting your feelings because my feelings were hurt.
It's infuriating.
And
it's
white
fragility.
Oh yeah,
it's white fragility and gaslighting combined. That is so Dorit in a nutshell. Can you believe Garcelle would say she's offended that we laughed at her children?
And it's a really serious thing.
She's like, how could you say that I'm that person? It's like, because you did it.
I saw an interview with Crystal, and she said that her reaction. She's like, they didn't keep it in the episode, but her reaction was cut from that morning because she spoke up for Garcelle.
From Crystal or Dorit?
From Crystal.
Oh.
From Crystal. She said she did speak up during that,
Oh, she did?
Yeah, it was cut. And she said she understood where Garcelle was coming from. And then she even went further and said that, honestly, if it was me that they did that to my children, I would never be able to move on from it. So she was like, I understood how Garcelle felt.
I'm so happy that Crystal has joined the right team.
Yeah.
And it's Team Garcelle. Well, I hate Dorit. It's like right when I'm rooting for her. Right when I'm like, this is the season.
I'm TBD for me. I'm not going to say I hate her. I did hate that moment. And what I'm hoping for is that at some point she rectifies that moment. So I'm gonna leave myself open for her to rectify and really look within. But if she doesn't do that, she's gonna be dead to me.
I don't think she's gonna look within.
Okay.
I don't think she's
has the capability.
I think she's going to say what she has to say enough where Garcelle's like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Because that sort of feels like what Garcelle has to constantly do with these people.
Absolutely. She does.
She's
all
like,
the time.
I will take whatever I can get because I have to still do my job.
Yeah. I mean, it's so true. It's like she does. I feel bad for Garcelle because at the end of the day, like we always say, you have to be able to move on to be on the show because then everything, it just becomes stagnant.
Yeah. Okay. On that note, Pia and I were going to recap Southern Charm, but I truly am like fading. Like I want to I've been like closing my eyes halfway through this recording. So
hold on.
Pia, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
And goodbye, everyone. I will be hopefully better and back to normal by next week because I don't even know if I can do one tomorrow. I'm not feeling good. Fuck this cold. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Love you. Mean it. Thank you so much for watching and for listening to She Speaks Bravo with Emily Hanks. If you haven't already, would you mind leaving a 5-star rating and review on whatever platform you listen? That would be amazing. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you are subscribed and hit that bell so you don't miss an episode. And if you're looking for more content, more exclusive bonus content, check out the Patreon. I post 2 exclusive episodes a month, and I'm covering just the Bravo jams, like Classic Roni, Atlanta, and of course Vanderpump Rules. If you just want to support the show, head to buymeacoffee.com/SheSpeaksBravo and buy me a coffee, or 2, or 5. We also have merch available at SheSpeaksBravo.com. And if you're interested in hearing my takes on non-Bravo shows, check out my new podcast, She Speaks It All. I cover The Challenge, Drag Race, and any other show I'm obsessed with that's not Bravo. She Speaks It All is available everywhere you get your podcasts, just like this show. Make sure you're following me on the social medias. I am She Speaks Bravo across all platforms. Thank you so much for any support you give the show, even if it's just listening. Appreciate you, love you, mean it. I'll see you soon.